Thank you for joining us for another Kickstarter Connection. Today we're going to take a look at Moonstruck Market by Strange Space Games. It's an expansion to Arcane Alley.
As always, we want to remind you that our Kickstarter preview videos are sponsored in part by our Kickstarter backers and the makers of this game. Let's get going. Hello and welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Apprentice Dan, and today we're going to take a look at an expansion for Arcane Alley called Moonstruck Market.
Arcane Alley is a 2 to 6 player game set in a fantasy world. It's set collection where you are trying to sell goods on the magic black market.
Yes, this is an expansion. We have done videos for the base game, so if you're not familiar with the game, go check out our preview video, and we also have a playthrough of the original Arcane Alley. We've got a prototype here, so let's jump in and take a look.
Moonstruck Market introduces a couple of new player colors and wizards to play with, along with a lot more cards, a market, and a moon die.
The market allows you to purchase new cards for the cost shown, rather than drawing from the deck or discard pile.
The new cards have a moon symbol on them, along with some new abilities. The expend ability can trigger when you discard the card from your hand. Additionally, the next player can draw that card from the discard pile, but they can't play it until their next turn.
Cards can also be Moonstruck. These cards will have a second ability listed, which means if the card matches the moon phase on the die, you can do that ability in addition to or instead of the first action.
This expansion also introduces 2 new ways to sell sets of cards. Now, you can sell a set if you have matching types of cards. For example, instead of having 3 crystal balls, you can now have 3 of any kind of ball as a set.
You can also sell a moon set. If you have 3 different cards but each has the same moon symbol, you can sell it as a set, but only if the symbol matches the current moon phase.
The moon die is set at the beginning of the round by the first player. Every time the first player takes their turn, they rotate the die to the next face. This expansion adds a lot of interesting things with the aspects of how you're collecting sets, with the addition of those mixed and moon sets that you can now collect.
Yeah, at first that was something I was a little worried about. You're adding symbols onto cards that aren't there in the original version, but that was alleviated by those different options to sell your sets. Also, I like the market and how that gives you different options to purchase without just drawing blindly. You can kind of know what you're getting because it's right there face up. It gives you more choices to draw.
I think they did a good job with this expansion in avoiding power creep in the game. Sometimes you'll have an expansion and it just makes the base game unplayable because it's such a dramatic shift from the base game, but this one definitely accentuates the base game, in my opinion, instead of just completely overhauling the game. So, good job there.
Right, that Moonstruck ability does give you potentially more power. Like, you have whatever it does, whatever the card does, and then maybe something else. And that can be very helpful, but that power is mitigated by the fact that it does have to match up with the moon whenever that ability triggers. So that helps reduce your chances of just having some crazy combination out there.
Another thing they did well with this is the art matches really well the look and feel of the base game, so it'll blend right in as you add these cards to the game.
Yeah, and right now, this is a prototype, so I don't know how things are going to change. The backs of the cards are a little different, and that kind of gives you a clue as to what might be coming. That may not be a good or bad thing, but it's just something that I noticed. But again, prototype, who knows what's going to happen as they go through their Kickstarter.
Again, if you are new to Arcane Alley and this is of interest to you, definitely check out the videos for the original Arcane Alley that we have on our channel.
And if this is just something you've played before, you already know it, definitely check out Arcane Alley Moonstruck Market on Kickstarter. And as always, give us a like and subscribe to Tantrum House for more awesome board gaming content.
And then I'll pick up the slack.
Slack. Thanks, I'm the slack.
You are not new and you just want to check out anyway, you can listen to me ramble as I forget what I was saying. Sorry. I don't know why I'm slaughtering this so much.